bit of U2 for you guys this morning. Lovely to be here as always. See the stones in your eyes, see the thorn twist in your side. I wait for you. Sleight of hand and twist of fate. On a bed of nails she makes me wait. And I wait without you, with or without you, with or without you. Through the storm we reached the shore. You give it all, but I want more. And I'm waiting for you, with or without you, with or without you. I can't live, with or without you. And you give yourself away, and you give yourself away, and you give, and you give, and you give yourself away. And your time, my body's loose, she got me with nothing to win and nothing left to lose. And you give yourself away, and you give yourself away, and you give, and you give, and you give yourself away, with or without you, with or without you. Oh, I can't live with or without you. Oh, 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 with or without you, with or without you. Oh, I can't live with or without you, with or without very much. Now, Dawn and Freddy with the Brooklyn Cafe Show live in Boca Raton, Florida. What a do?
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddy and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddy S, are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddy S.
Welcome to the end of the week. It's Friday.
Friday
the 13th. So don't look under the bed, because El Boogeyman is there.
You call them El Cucos?
El Cuco. You remember that? Of all the things that I try to teach you, you remember that?
I got to tell you, Freddie's words of vernacular and wisdom is all I can tell you. It's been a pretty amazing day here in the studio.
I didn't even realize it was Friday the 13th till you told me that.
Well, I knew it was, and then I forgot that it was. And we actually have an event. There's a networking event down tonight at Alucci Salon down in Pompano that we were invited to, that you're all invited to, for Friday the 13th. And then, as I was sharing my story with Grace about Frank and the Apparition Center and the Virgin Mary, I said, oh, and today is the 13th. So it all sort of comes in alignment. And then we've got Dawn with us and Stacey, and all of that's on a whole nother level. And I just can't even explain really what happens in this studio. It's beyond words.
I gotta just
Back the truck up?
a second. That gig down in Fort Lauderdale, the shampoo hairstyle thing.
Alucci Salon, yes.
We created that here.
Yes.
We thought of that.
Yes.
That craziness was our idea
She's
here.
got about 200 people coming to the salon. You know who's going to be
I
there?
never got an invite.
You did. I have it.
You got my invite?
Yeah. It was, thank you. I wouldn't be doing this without you and Freddie. Please come.
She said that?
Yeah. But guess who's coming? Guess who was also going to be there?
Who?
Rum Diaries. Remember
Oh.
Bobby Jackson brought in Nia, and she does all the rum tasting around the community? She's going to be there. I sent her that connection
That's
too.
all great. Everybody's invited, but I got to go back to its inception. Why, oh why, as Popeye was saying, did that whole thing come about?
We were talking about networking and spotlighting her business, and we said, oh, why don't you do an open house like we did when I got to go to the girls' night at Lenore's. And Sally was here and says, oh, well, my birthday's in October. Let's do it for my birthday. So we said Friday night, happened to be Friday the 13th, and that's today.
We were talking about block parties in New York
about block
City.
parties in New York.
How we used to do block parties. Wait, see? What are block parties? A block party in New York.
Block. It's,
Oh,
she
I know
thought you
what
said
those are.
black
I
party.
thought you said black. What the heck
No,
is
it
black?
could be black, it could be white, it could be orange. A block party. So we were talking about a block party, how we do a block party. So she says, Freddie, you know, I can close the block because all her
The
friends
parking lot, right.
are next to all these businesses. It's
Sure.
apparently like a
Yeah,
store
that's
of
cool.
business. But I was really wounded that I didn't get my invite
You
to
did. I'll
this.
show it to you. It's lovely.
It's a lovely invite.
It's a lovely. There's going to be jewelry and hair extensions and rum
I need
and
an
all
extension.
kinds of fun things.
I need to get
You need
extended.
some extensions?
As they say,
You're in production till late though, but
I
it
need
starts
extension.
at 6. It's from 6:30 to 9. So
G-Man can handle production tonight. Where is he?
Jimena Garcia totally could.
They
'Cause
can
by the
handle
time
it.
you get out, it's going to be over. And then
Yeah.
after we do that, Crazy Uncle Mike's is having ZZ Top with Eddie Jelly. So they're going to be up there. Texas
sorry?
Twister.
You said 4 things there.
Texas Twister at Crazy Uncle Mike's tonight at 8:30.
With a jelly donut?
With Eddie Jelly.
Or Eddie Jelly? Yes, that's tonight.
That's tonight after the Alucci Salon. So Chuck says, so how's your day going to be? I said, well, my day's going to be great. Then I got a networking event at 6:30, and then we got Crazy Uncle Mike's at 8:30.
Oh, jeez.
And we're going to see actually what happens. We'll see how my evening rolls out. I got to tell you, I have these senior moments. I went to make a pot of coffee this morning, and I left the pot in the sink, and I never made it. And then I went to do it again.
I can relate, girl.
And then I went to do it for the third time, because now we're on our third pot of coffee today, and I did it again, but I actually made it, and I have to, like, clarity
I don't want to
thought.
say nothing, but there's like soap in my coffee.
You'll be in the bathroom soon then.
So if I sneeze and a bubble comes out, you'll understand.
But I got to thank you guys, and I have to really thank Frank, because Frank came to us, 2 years already, probably. We've been working with Frank.
Has it
year and
been
a
2
half?
years?
Almost 2 years.
Almost. It's been a long time, and he came to us with his books, and we started with just a series of books, and then as time evolved, we got to know Frank and Rich, and they have their show, The Artist Loft. And then Freddie said one day, oh, you should write a book of memoirs. So Frank says, great idea. So he writes a book of his memoirs at the Apparition Center. And then the Virgin Mary is at the warehouse. Frank sends us a picture that he has restored her to a natural luster. And here she arrives today. You and Garcia, she weighs 500 plus
No, Garcia
pounds.
and G-Man. All I did was watch.
How two men got a 500-pound life-size Virgin Mary into a truck. And all I had visions of her on I-95 going like this. Can you imagine what it would have done on Friday the 13th? It would have freaked people out.
You know, if she was any lighter, that could have been a thing.
But the fact that you had the vision, Frank restored her, you had the vision, we got the okay to bring her here, and here she stands in all her beauty, is amazing. And in walks these two amazing faith-based ladies. We've got Dawn and Stacey. We're going to talk about her book, and Dawn has a new segment with us called Faith Stories. Yay! So there's just no way to explain, and as we're talking about it, the front door opens again, close it, and we keep going. It's done that a few times today.
I'm exhausted. I've been there since 4.
That's why I'm not sure.
Oh
I got to
my
see if
gosh.
Crazy Uncle Mike's is actually going to happen. Right now at 12, it's a great idea.
You know, it's funny because I knew that I had to be down there at 8 because I was meeting Frank there at 8. So I was up at 4 to make sure that I wasn't late
I can't
at
believe you
6.
made it.
So I stayed away 4, I stayed away 5, I stayed away, and then it was 6 o'clock, says, okay, now I can go. So it took me 2 hours to stay awake so I wouldn't be late.
And
How does
now
it
you
make-
want a nap.
How does it make you feel that she's here? That your vision and Frank's creation, what does it feel like for you guys to have envisioned it and bring her here?
The moment I met Frank, I said something special is going to happen for meeting this guy. And I said to Frank, can I get her? Never expecting.
Right.
This morning, everybody's been telling me, what, they're not going to give you this. Why would they give it to you? Not even a church. I said, Frank said to go
Doesn't need
get
to
it.
be a church, right?
I don't know. I asked him, and he's asked, and
What
they say
makes a
yes.
church
Ask
a
and you
church?
shall receive, right? Hello.
What makes a church a church,
Faith,
right?
which could be in a cave.
It could be anywhere.
Could be anywhere.
Absolutely, in a home. Yeah.
The thing that amazes me about her is her history. The thousands and thousands of people that have come out. And Frank has been there since 22 years. Now it's 25 years, right? 26 years.
Then Frank restored her while she was here.
And he restored her. And then when we brought her in, she got a little boo-boo here, a little boo-boo there. So Frank goes, I gotta go to work. He went in there and repaired it.
Wow.
It's the story of her being here that fascinates me.
The journey.
Because it's like everything else in this place. Everything has a story, including you.
I got a story.
Where's that plate? Honk if.
With snort, I have it in the back. I have to take it out first.
Let's bring it out.
You know, depending on our guests, I have to bring out all the appropriate props. I've got books, I've got snorting platters, I've got all kinds of things. Sparkles, my wand, right? This is my OG. I was telling Stacey that you made this for me when we left iHeart and we moved to Beasley. And that was the day that, my first day I had this beautiful wand that one of our sponsors, they did English and whole different ways of looking at verbiage. And they looked at my name and they said, do you know that if you re-scramble the letters of your name,
Yeah, I
it
remember.
spells wand? And I
I
went,
didn't even think of that. I think you told me that. Yeah.
that was like a wand dropping moment. I went,
But don't
"What?"
drop the wand. We don't want the
No.
crystals falling off.
I even had to repair one of my crystals. But at
Oh,
that
really?
moment I thought, coincidences never cease to happen.
I
in
can't
the
believe
studio.
that thing is still with you. You know how many people have wanted to take that?
I know.
Really?
They're all like, it's like people want to touch the Virgin Mary, they want to touch my wand. Can I hold it? Can I touch it? Can I use it? And I should be gracious. I'm like, could you get your own? I'm
Yeah.
like,
No, I'm not making one. That was from the heart. And, you know, I didn't have the right tools. So I literally took tweezers and placed them on the star.
it's just amazing. And then you
It's
were
been
kind
tweezing.
enough to make some for our friends at Sensibility.
Yes, I had to do that.
That was a beautiful
they
day
loved
as
that.
well.
That was beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
So a lot of great things that we have in the studio.
And the inspiration of that one is when we have the bell and the little ones that you put on your rearview mirror, came from that. Actually, we always wanted to do it, and it took us a few years to develop something that made sense.
And we
Yeah.
put it together. So this book, Frank, this book is just, all Frank's books are amazing, but if you want the story of the Virgin Mary and a little bit of Frank's history, you got to come into the studio and get his latest, Memoir of a Soldier of Mary and the Archangels. This one, I think I'm going to be purchasing this as my copy. 'Cause there's no way
And
to
if you
tell-
buy one of the books between now
And December 18th, your name will be put into a drawing to win all my books on December 20th.
He has like 17 of them.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You started reading. You've got Gabriel's
I did-
Chalice.
yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm at chapter 9, and I really want to get back to it, but I haven't had an opportunity yet. But I plan on finishing it because it's so interesting, and just the creativity of the book. You know, it's just really blowing me away. Yeah.
And then it's the and Stacey, I think you have this one.
I do. I have not had a chance to start reading it. I'm eager to dig in. Yeah.
And now you see the Gabriel's Chalice, the inspiration, and here's the man himself.
Yeah.
And Frank, so we get the Virgin Mary, and Frank, they put it on, the kids come to eat, and Frank puts down his blue tarp. He goes, I got work to do.
I got work to do.
And he was in this zone. They couldn't even talk to him. In the zone, he had to touch her up where she got a little chipped on the ride over, and now she's in all her glory.
I wanted to ask Frank, because he gave us the story this morning on the morning show, how Rosa got the messages from the statue. Is that the way it works? She got messages, or she got messages, or?
Originally, Rosa Lopez was the visionary. She was an immigrant from Cuba. She used to be a nightclub singer. And she had, she went through a rough period, and with health-wise, she was a victim of malpractice. She was bedridden for 10 years.
Oh.
Wow.
And she heard that there was an apparition site in Conyers, Georgia, back in the early 90s, mid to mid-90s. So she went there, hoping she would be cured in a wheelchair and everything else. And she saw the Virgin Mary in a tree at Conyers, Georgia. And she was cured to the point where she could walk. Before, she couldn't even walk. When she came back home, the Virgin Mary stopped appearing in Conyers, Georgia, started appearing at her house in Hollywood. So that started in 1994. She was prepared for a year to give the messages that the Virgin Mary gave on the 13th of every month. And there is no coincidences. Today is the 13th, and now the Virgin Mary's here. And thousands of people used to go to her house to hear the messages on the 13th of every month. And those messages lasted from 1994, 95 to about 2017. And my wife and I were volunteers there from 1994, 95 until the end.
And no one else got messages? Did you get any messages?
No,
Did you
no one
see
else got
any?
messages, just her. She's the only one who got messages. A lot of people saw different things. I saw the Virgin Mary there. A lot of people saw different things there.
And there was this statue that you saw that was there?
That statue was in the backyard of her house on a fountain about 3 feet off the ground. I don't know how they got it off that fountain. That statue weighs about 550 pounds.
It does.
The statue was white.
I believe you.
And one day, after one of the apparition sites, we were all decompressing on her back porch, which overlooked her backyard. And the visionary said, "Look, Mary turned around." And the statue was facing the street, but when we all looked at the statue, it had turned around and was facing us.
I'm going to tell you something. To turn that bad boy around is not easy. It's not like somebody can go in there and just turn it, because it's heavy. So,
But I saw the Virgin Mary in the apparition room. A lot of people saw a lot of different things. A lot of people healed there. It was I received the gift to anoint with the Holy Spirit there. I was told that my two muses were Archangel Uriel and Archangel Gabriel, which Uriel possesses the wisdom of God and Gabriel's the messenger. And then I started writing. So I started writing in 2008, 2009, and now I've got 12 books published, 3 screenplays, 2 are in pre-production. I got 5 more books written that I haven't released yet. One will be coming out again, probably the beginning of the year, which is the end of the sci-fi series, which starts with Gabriel's Chalice. So that's coming out. And Josh happened to design the cover for that book. So, and that'll be out probably December.
Coming out soon, the whole series.
Yeah, hello,
And the
it's
thing
here.
about Frank, you'll see as you read through Frank's books, as you watch the news, that it happens. And here we go again. I was talking about Xantha Terra, and there it is. And you were talking about your other one about infiltration. And here we go again. And then now I say, can I have the Cliff Notes? Because it's going to be a whole lot easier. But how he does it, by the grace of his muses, is just what's so unbelievable.
How long you been working on that statue?
I worked on it for about, I didn't work on it every day, but over a course of about 3 weeks is what it took me to restore it.
But you've
a
been
couple
in-
hours a day, because I couldn't get there, I had to get there at like 7 o'clock in the morning and then work until it got hot, because it was outside. I couldn't work when it was, during the middle of summer.
But it's been longer than 3 weeks.
Well, that's how long it took me to restore it, but it's been there since, the statue's been outside there since August.
But the amazing thing is you were not a trained contractor or a builder or
No.
a sculptor before you retired. This wasn't your
No.
job. This
But he
wasn't
fixes
your forte.
statues.
But he does now.
He does now. And when did you know that that statue was going to be here?
To be where?
Here.
Here?
Here.
When you asked if you can have it here.
No. Not when I asked. Because you brought it in and you knew that I would ask. The secret is I was third person asked on this statue and it ended up here. You brought it in. When you came here 2 years ago, you came with a plan. You brought a lot of people. You brought a lot of ideas.
Well,
in.
okay, if you say so.
You see, or should we call it coincidence? I'll use your words.
Humility.
Because,
We'd call it
you know,
not coincidence. I
I'm
would
gonna
call it
I'm
a
going to
plan
tell
put
you.
in motion. How about that?
I'm going to tell you, my
plan
mother
put in
said to me, you don't wake up one day and says you're going to be a doctor. You sort of have to be grown into
Yep.
wanting
You have to
do
step
this.
into it.
Yeah. So he shows up here, and I woke up one day, he told me about this statue. No, it wasn't like that. I knew, Frank, when I went to see, I wish you were with me for the first 5 minutes of when Frank showed up at this thing. He attacked this thing like Grant took Richmond. He put the cloth on it, he tied it up, he had a game plan. I guess he'd been thinking about how to move her and everything else. And the next thing I know is in the back of a truck. I said, now I see Frank's idea. He had planned this whole thing. He won't admit to it. But from what I sensed this morning, I knew that Frank had put this whole thing together. I knew it. And that she would be here. So I asked him, do I put it outside or inside? And you told me.
Inside.
And I asked him that corner or that corner, and you told me.
I don't remember.
By the
That
door.
I don't remember.
You said make sure it's by your door.
Right.
As people walk in and as people leave.
So, okay, you can call it coincidence. I call it.
But what I did say is that once it's placed, it's not moving anywhere
Oh, hey,
else.
whoa.
Amen to that.
He told me, he says, Dawn better not think she gonna move it around.
I told Dawn, I said, don't walk up to that statue and say, I think it belongs in the other corner, because that's not going to happen.
No, we sort of synthesized and we knew that she had to be there. You know when I knew that she was coming was last night. Yesterday she was a statue. And by the time we got done talking to Garcia and G-Man, she was a she. And once the statue became personified and they breathed life into her as a she.
But it was amazing this morning.
Yeah.
Me and Fred tried to get that statue on a dolly, which was almost impossible.
We couldn't do it.
And then Conan the Barbarian came. And,
G-Man and Garcia, yes.
and they even struggled to get the statue to the truck. It was a struggle just to get the statue from the back of the warehouse to the back of the pickup truck. Then when we got it to the pickup truck, it was like almost magical how it all of a sudden was on the back of the truck.
I have never seen anything like that. I'm going to tell you. I've been around football players. Remember that movie where that woman took a car and she lifted it because her child was stuck on?
Yeah.
So Garcia tells G-Man, watch out. He picks it up.
Oh, really?
He picked it up. He grunted. No, G-Man was underneath so it wouldn't fall and
Oh,
break.
okay.
But he picked it up and shoves it in. I went, and he was on top of the truck. Me, I was just watching. I was hoping that
You were
nobody would get hurt.
I was
supervising.
worried about the two
I was,
of you guys.
are you kidding me? I tried it. My earlobe hurt. This thing is hurt. But I've never seen anything like that. And it was done.
It was amazing how easy it got back on, how easy it got onto the truck, and how easy it came off the truck.
And we were really worried about that for a second.
But I think I said that to you this morning. I said if she wants to come, she's going to make it happen. And she's a she. She is what she does. And then Garcia pulls up and he parks at the other side of the parking lot. And I said to him, "You're going to make this harder on yourself?"
Oh my God.
No, they were back it
So
up to
then
the
he
door.
backed it up to the door. But it's amazing.
They
So
were-
I'm glad you guys got to see it.
They were worried that we were going to take Rosie's.
Oh, her ramp out? But it
Well, yeah,
worked.
we were worried that it was going to crush the ramp. But it
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we were worried is going to crush. The
There's a lot of
ramp,
things you got work, but
A person.
tile, somebody's finger.
It's pretty amazing.
And then when we saw Mr. 7-car pileup over here, I said,
And
Muscles, I need
You know what
you.
else was amazing? When we were moving the statue, I had my hand on the back of the
Oh, yes. Forget about that.
dolly, right? And they pushed the statue up against the dolly, and my hand was between the dolly and the statue. When it slammed up against the statue, my hand was there. And I
About
said-
10 seconds,
So I
we didn't
looked, I said-
realize it.
And I looked at it, I said, guys, you need to move the statue away because my hand's trapped behind the statue.
We didn't realize what he was talking about. He says,
So they
oh!
moved the statue away, and nothing happened to my hand. It was like, how's your hand? Fine.
You just gotta, one of those days that you just have to say thank you and
You just had to
enjoy
witness
the grace of what it
witness
is.
the 2 minutes from here to here and the way it went. It was just, and Garcia tells me, he's sitting there, says, are you happy now?
Yes.
I gotta tell you, our guys, our crew, they're just unbelievable. And that they met you at 7 o'clock in the morning. And Garcia lives in North Palm Beach. It wasn't like it was around the corner.
Well,
And
you
she
don't
made
know.
that
He
up
had
and-
to empty the truck. It has 14 trays, pipes. There are pipes, there are bins, everything. He has to put
Amazing.
everything back. I said, really? Then I said, I'll drive up, leave my car, come down with you, and I'll empty the truck. No, I got it, because that's the way he is.
And we were here late last night. He was here late working last night too.
He was working on, we're going to actually play some music from ZZ Top. Some of the stuff that I got permission
Love
to play.
ZZ Top.
Do you?
They were
Tonight
at-
at Crazy Uncle Mike.
I was a rock and roll.
You?
Yeah, oh God, yes.
I heard you were a groupie.
I was never a
Yes,
groupie. Well,
I heard
maybe a
you used to
little.
group,
No.
you used to go.
She used to group and
My
be in
younger
the-
years.
All right,
Dawn
let's-
was a groupie.
What's that?
Yeah. She.
I used to have a poster of Sean Cassidy in my bedroom.
Did you?
And Freddie sent me that he's coming to, I guess, the Broward Center. And I thought, oh my gosh, he's even still around.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Well, we're
true.
still
In my,
around,
my
thankfully.
pink bubblegum bedroom, I had Sean Cassidy on the back of my door. I know.
I have four. I
Like,
had.
you had Farrah Fawcett?
Yeah.
My brother had Farrah
Well,
Fawcett.
every
And I
human
had
male
Bo Derek.
had Farrah
I had
Fawcett.
Bo Derek on my ceiling.
I don't even think they make posters anymore. Do you guys have any posters in your bedroom growing up?
I don't think I
Flathead,
did, to be
right?
honest.
I pulled things from magazines and pinned them on the walls.
And pinned them on the
yeah.
wall. So
I had
fun.
those too, but not the kind I want to talk about.
All right, let's
Did you
take-
say Bo Derek?
Bo
Did I hear
Derek.
Bo- yeah, hello.
Remember
She's
Bo-
gorgeous. She's still gorgeous.
Remember the movie 10?
Oh, yeah. with
She was the
Dudley Moore.
first white woman to wear.
With the
dress.
I know. And she looked amazing. Not anybody could pull
Well, I
that
wasn't
off.
looking at the dress, but yeah, she wasn't.
Well,
amazing.
of course you weren't.
If
she
only I
walked
had
on
that
water.
buzzer. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. More to come on Freddie.
Are you buzzing me?
I'm buzzing you. I just don't
After
have the
we
buzzer.
get the Virgin Mary in here, you're gonna buzz me? Don't you feel guilty?
Oh, that's a Catholic thing, guilt. My mom used
that's
to do
a
that to
Jewish
me.
thing, is
Jewish
guilt.
thing.
It's Jewish. I think it's every
it
every
transcends.
You know, I don't know how
Trans-
Mary does it.
ethnicity.
She's got all the religions of guilt. She must have been like the guiltiest person like ever, right? Between Judaism and Catholicism and
Right?
Christianity, she's like the guilt just grew.
We should make a shirt. The
Right?
guilt.
Can you imagine being all the religions and the guilt that there's there as a mom?
Well, you know, Mary and Jesus were Jewish, so.
Yeah.
The originators of the guilt. No kidding.
You're so
That's
good
exactly
at it.
it.
You're
I'm
good
so
at it.
good at it, right? I know. You have no idea.
She gets mad, she stomps her foot, she makes a circle, and then she feels guilty for doing it.
Oh.
You know, and you
You're
just
human.
I gotta give you a reason.
You got to help people along the way. You know, I had that long phone call today, and
It's a
everyone's
tough
having
situation.
a tough time right now. And all I can say is, don't ever lose hope or faith. And
Right.
Mary is the perfect symbol of that represents that today on Friday the 13th, and all the things that are going on in our nation is, if
And
we
abroad.
give up hope in our nation and abroad, if we give up hope, that's what the dark side wants us to do. So if for
Very
any reason
true.
other than giving in to that side, you don't, and you keep going. And if you can't keep going,
Find a way.
you call us and you come on in. As people
Find
have
a
been
way.
calling me today, they've been texting you because it's tough right now.
It's not easy,
Sometimes
but
you
it's
just
not
need a
easy.
little bit of love.
It's not easy, and you know you have to overcome. Everybody's telling me, "Well, this is the end of the world." I said, if you have that mentality, you're just going to push it into fast motion.
Right,
A
the mindset.
A candle
absolutely.
will only burn if you smother it and you let it burn out. And it will only burn in that way. So don't give in to that. Yeah. As much as they fight to put you down, fight to stand up. And you got to stand united. It's an ugly thing. War has always been ugly. Bad things, ugly. And they're all around us. All around us. But the only way to put an end to this nonsense once and for all is to believe.
You got to stand up to it. And keep
Exactly, and that's why faith stories, I'm going to bring in people who have amazing stories like Stacey, and we're going to give them hope. Even though today is a little bit of a darker subject, but there's light. You have to shine light on the darkness, right? So that, because the light, the darkness can't overtake the light, but the light can overtake the darkness.
And we're going to talk about that on the other side of this commercial break.
You came in on a good day.
What a coincidence.
Another coincidence.
All that happened. 'cause we
never
booked
a
this
coincidence.
There are no
weeks
coincidences.
ago. Not in this place.
He didn't plan any of those.
More to come.
Like his books. He
He
didn't
just
plan
put
that
it
either.
into fruition.
That's
We're
right.
going to be right back.
Amp Media Productions proudly announces Music Nights. We invite you to a 2-night concert event, November 10th and December 1st, starring J.C. Dreesen with her Salute to the Veterans. And True Rumors, the greatest Fleetwood Mac tribute band on the land. For more information and to grab your tickets, head over to events.amp2.tv. That is events.amp2.tv, and don't be late.
AMP2 Media Productions, in collaboration with True Oldies Radio and Comcast TV, bring you the opportunity to spotlight your business on Monday Night Football on ESPN. By targeting your preferred Comcast region, your commercial will be spotlighted during NFL and NCAA football season, reaching over 1 million viewers. Let AMP help you amplify your impact in the community. Contact us at 866-224-5422 to create your own commercial today.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties, open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
If you've been injured in an accident that's not your fault and you don't have an attorney, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions and tell you what your case is potentially worth. Hi, I'm Gina along with spokesman Rob. So Rob, tell the folks at home who should call right now.
Just like you said, Gina, anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault, you don't have an attorney, give us a call right now. We're going to answer all of your questions and we'll let you know what your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Rob. You heard it, folks at home. Pick up the phone, call now.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
They come running as fast as they can. Every girl crazy about a short-dressed man.
ZZ Top is going to be at Crazy Uncle Mike's tonight.
Texas Twister.
Texas
Well, they're
Twister.
going to be there, the cover band. Texas Twister is going to be
You didn't
at
have to
Crazy Uncle
tell her
Mike's
that.
tonight.
I would have told her later.
Well, yeah, I got to tell people the truth, otherwise they're going to say that we put out false information. But
Oh,
go ahead over to Crazy
Don't
Uncle
tell her
Mike's.
that. No.
They're amazing, right? It's Eddie and Slappy and their drummer Rich. They do a great job.
If I told you the Virgin Mary was here, would you believe me?
No, but here she
Same
is.
difference. ZZ Top, a.k.a. Eddie Jelly, will be at Crazy Uncle Mike's tonight at 7:30. Come on out and
Gotcha.
and support him. And as you saw, that was some of the music that was done here because their manager wants to take them up north.
Very cool.
And we are doing December 1st, that same group, True Rumors, which is Stevie Nicks and
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, I love that. When is that?
December 1st,
1st.
down at Savor. So Frank, we're going to be doing that down there with True. They're incredible. What a band.
And what I like to do that day at Savor, because they have an outside, I want to have the boys there.
Of course.
And maybe have a couple of artists with them and bring up the subject matter of the piece that they wanted to put out there and sort of give it a run and a runway and everything else. I sort of want to mix the cultures of different things because Eddie's he's a big giver. The guy has the biggest heart in the world, and he loves doing charities and everything else, and wants to take pictures with the boys and everything else and do what he can. And I'm dying to meet the head singer, the lady that does Stevie Nicks. I've yet to talk to her.
Really?
She
Does
said
she have
hello,
that
goodbye.
raspy voice? Because I love
my
Fleetwood
goodness.
Mac.
I thought it was her.
She's so sweet. She is so nice. She came up to me. She gave me a big hug that night that we were at Funky Biscuit. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you look like Barbie." Lovely lady.
She told me
She
I look
needs-
like Ken. No, I'm only kidding. She did.
Without Barbie, there's no Ken, right? I still haven't seen that.
Virgin Mary's
Virgin Mary's
over-
here, I know. This is going to
This
hold
is gonna
over
be-
my head
This
now
is going to
always.
be, I'm going to point the
Now I
finger.
answer to a higher authority, right?
You hit the buzzer on me, I'm
It's
going to
like
point
the
the finger.
bologna commercial. Now I have a higher authority in my lobby. Remember that? We answered to a
Bologna?
higher authority.
It wasn't
Hebrew
bologna.
National.
That
Was
was
it
a
bologna?
hot
That was
dog.
a hot dog?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember
Remember
that
that? We
commercial.
answered
I
to a higher
do.
authority?
Hebrew, yeah.
Hot dogs, not bologna.
That was my bologna
You
as
don't
a
need
first
bologna.
name. No.
Yeah. So why
No.
would you
Oh,
have
God,
a higher
no.
authority
It was
bologna?
the hot dog. It was Hebrew National.
Ay, Frank, help me, please.
Anyway, we've got our good friend Dawn. Freddy calls her DeMarco book in the studio. And we're going to be putting together a new segment now, I believe, called Faith Stories. And Dawn's
Yes.
been a longtime friend and a huge supporter of the cafe. And I couldn't have done half some of the things I've ever done without Dawn by my side on days that you weren't at the studio. So always my heart goes out to Dawn. She's always holds a special place in my heart because she was with me in a bleak time when you had to go through some personal things. And she was right there by my side. And she's
she
still
was.
right here by our side.
I took a little hiatus, but I'm
God-
back.
But you're back. That's all that matters. God is good.
Amen.
And
all
you
the
have
time.
a special friend with you.
I do, and I'm so excited for her. Stacey and I have known Stacey Herring, and I met at church. And I go to Saturday night service with my husband, and I would go into her office, and we'd sit down and we'd start talking. And we would just talk life and what's going on in our lives and just really get to know each other. And through that journey, I wanted to bring her on because she has a powerful story of just hope in the midst of the storm. So, Stacey.
Hello.
Hello.
Have we gotten over the nerves?
I'm getting there. I'm
Yeah,
getting
the
there.
more I think the more you talk,
Sure.
the less the nerves ease up. So, Stacey, I want to talk about, was it like 5 years ago that you were diagnosed with breast cancer?
Yeah, 2018.
Okay.
I went through my first round. I should say my family, and I went
Yeah.
through our first round with breast cancer and did chemo radiation and I was a semi-obedient patient, I would have to say. I tend to push myself. I'm a wife and a mom, and life doesn't stop even when hard times do come around. So,
But you
just
also work
leaned
outside
into-
the
Yes.
excuse me, I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt, but
yeah.
you also work outside the home.
Yes.
So she has a lot going on.
Don't we all? So in a time like that, you just really lean into your faith and lean into the Lord, and he sustains you. And that's what I found walking through that. So then in 2019, I rang the bell and was cleared. Yes.
Explain ring the bell, because some people may not know what that means.
So when you go through the full cancer treatment, you get to, at the very end of it, you ring a bell, and that just signifies that you have finished your treatment. It's a very emotional moment.
Oh, I bet.
So, yeah, my
Yes.
husband and my girls were there with me, my good friends who work and are supportive of the Boca Hospital. Lung Cancer is where I went. So that was like one of those, moments in your timeline where the Lord hits a pause. And then 2019, the Lord spoke and said, "It's time to write your book, kiddo."
Yep, she's an author, which I'm not good with words. How I write is how I speak. Just saying.
It's true. So the book was born of a dream that I had. It was a very vivid dream.
Let's share what the name is first. So the name of her book is The Fields of Gomorrah, and it starts out dark, but it ends up with hope and light at the end of it. So I'm going to let you share more. Okay.
It's a beautiful cover.
Right, I know,
Thank
right?
you. All right,
Isn't
so let
it
me
gorgeous?
ask you, how did you come up with the name?
To me, the whole idea of human trafficking is as desolate and dark as the fields of Gomorrah after they were visited by the judgment of God. So that is where that ties in. And 3 of the ladies in the book go through a Bible study, and through that Bible study, they find encouragement for one another in the seasons that they're going through and the issues that are happening in the book related to the fields of Gomorrah, where the Lord visits his judgment, and yet he is faithful to those who love him to help them through those seasons. And having just gone through cancer, and then in December of last year, I was diagnosed with stage 4. So you have your seasons of desolation, and yet the Lord is faithful.
Amen. How beautiful is that? So, Stacey, let's talk about your book and just really what I find so interesting is the movie The Sound of Freedom. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it.
Yes.
And it's about trafficking, and the United States is the largest consumer of child trafficking and child abuse.
Yeah, let that sink in.
So that movie was supposed to come out, I think it was back in 2018 or 2019. And every week I would go to Stacey and go, "Have you worked on your book? Have you worked on your book?" So it was like we've been through this journey together, and so I'm so excited that you're able to share what your book is about, because
I want to ask you a question
Sure.
before we get into the story, because you said this came to you as a dream, and Frank's written many books, and his visions come, I don't know whether they come through dreams or the voices.
Right.
But this is not a story that you've encountered. You don't know these people as this is one. You've combined a couple things. You've combined real life stories and the dream. But the dream to me seems like God or the messenger has said to you, "Stacey, this is the story I want you to be the messenger of."
Yeah, so I look at the dream as very much a basis of inspiration from the Lord to just say, okay, this is not a particular person. This is just representative of this insidious evil that's pervading our society. And so as I just held on to the thoughts of it, the story was born from it. And then, like you said, I mixed in the parts of real life where a good friend of mine and I we felt like we were on a mission, where we were just spending time together in prayer. We were praying against strongholds in our neighborhoods and our communities, even within our families, just like, Lord, protect us and give us the foundation that is strong and sure. And really taking a stand against evil. And I think the more active you are in working working with God in something, you can be then targeted. So we would then pray for each other in our homes. So
Right.
it was really a season of focus and really feeling like the Lord's hand was upon us, showing us what to do, and just inspiring me to write the words of the story as it all just kind of came together. And in the story, it mirrors that, these average everyday American women who, we have kids, we have homes, we have husbands, we have jobs, and yet we can do something to stand against the evil. And basically that's prayer. And, the power in that is part of what I want to convey through the book, and that, you don't have to. We're not all going to be the ones that are busting down the doors.
Oh God,
or
no!
writing,
That's Tim Ballard's job.
yeah, or starring in the movie like Jim Caviezel. But we do all have access to the throne of God, where we can petition Him to stand against these evils.
Absolutely, and that's definitely what we're dealing with right now, is the evil in this world.
And what was the dream that came to you?
It was literally about a young woman dressed in a green dress, and she was in a basement type dungeon thing, and she was surrounded by other little children. She was taken from the dungeon and up the stairs and then into, it seemed like a sanctuary, where there was a lot of fear in her, so it wasn't God's sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that just represents the fact that evil can permeate all of society.
Yeah. And then tell us about her journey. What happened after that? I mean,
so that was the end all of the dream.
Okay.
And then I built the story
from that dream. Got you. So tell us more about the actual story and how you fleshed that out, so to speak, right?
Sure. So the idea was born of your average. Again, average is the theme, right? Because we're all just kind of trudging along, doing life together. A young woman who, in a fit of rage, makes a bad decision and decides to leave home. She's abducted, and then the story follows that abduction into human sex trafficking, where then from the other aspect of the story, you meet three ladies who kind of band together, and they don't know this girl, and they just have a heart to stand against the atrocities. One of the characters is a young mom, and she fears for her children, and I think that resonates with a lot of us as we're raising our girls. My two young girls are with me today. They're here to support me, and so they have definitely been in my mind as I've been writing this.
I think any mom would feel that, I mean, it's such a horrific thing for children, women too, and men. I mean, they take boys. It doesn't matter.
Correct.
And that's the evil of what is going on now. But I find it fascinating how, from what I understand, your publisher, Marina, unfortunately couldn't make it today.
Can you tell us how that whole story happened?
Yes.
And why you do that? I just have to say, Stacey, you were such an inspiration.
I know.
Because I'm sitting here listening to your story, and it happens to be Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We're in the month of October. So here you are, a survivor of breast cancer. And you go on with your life. You've got two young, beautiful girls at the time, and now they're older and even more beautiful. They celebrate with you. You homeschool them. You work full-time at a church.
I know.
And now you're
right?
now you've got stage 4, I believe it's a hip, right?
Yes,
Bone cancer in your hip, and they're telling you this, that's inoperable, and you're living this. But yet here you sit with a smile on your face, continuing to pay it forward to not even about cancer or your suffering or your journey, to spread light and hope on the human trafficking. How do you do that? What motivates you to keep doing, and look at you, and you're still smiling, to keep going and to inspire others? How do you do that?
I think that when you go through a trial and life is coming hard at you, you have two options. One, you can curl up and stay focused in that trial and let the burden overtake you. And I was there. I had those moments.
Sure.
And then you can choose to focus outside of yourself And when you do that, I like the acronym JOY, Jesus, Others, You. Right, always put yourself last. In the aspect of what you want. When you can focus on others, then you are not so brought down and devastated by your own, whatever it is, diagnosis, trauma, just hard hitting life, divorce, whatever it is that is your season of trouble. You hit your crossroads. You look up or you look out.
But it takes a special person to actually think it and then continue to bring it to fruition, to bring it forward. Because there's a lot of people that, oh, it's me, oh, woe is me. I should get out of my own rut, but I can't. I can't overcome it.
They stay in
It's
that
true.
place, right?
Some may want to stay in it, and some may not want. But it's hard to overcome sometimes the voices in your head and the circumstances, right? Or what's it going to do to my children?
Right. The impact on the family. People don't realize, well, maybe people do, but when someone is diagnosed with cancer, whether it's a child or, you, Stacey, it affects the whole family. I mean, I had my niece Rosie. Yes. And it affects the whole family. It does. And how it affects one sibling versus another. It's really it's an amazing journey that you're on, and I believe that God is just going to move you forward. I kept telling her, we're going to get that book out there. I'm going to help you. I'm going to be like your best advocate. I have been praying for blessings for her upon blessings because of who she is. And
but then you somehow facilitated a publisher to magically.
Oh my God, you guys, you know me. Okay, so like I have a really
and Dawn's awake.
So I know I've been kind of subdued. So this is so crazy because I knew. Okay, so I went into a podcast by Rudy Giuliani, right? I was invited, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go. It'll be fun. So I walk in, and I meet this beautiful woman, Marina Hoffman, and she's like, your name sounds familiar. I go, really? And so we start talking, and then we find out I was going to her gala. This was in May. I was going to her gala on Saturday. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And she has a nonprofit called Partners for Family Values. So and then we continue to chat, and I find out they are a Christian. Her and her husband have a Christian publishing company called
Castle Quay Books.
Thank you. So of course, me being me, I said, you know what? I have a very close friend of mine who just finished a book on child trafficking, and she shared how they've published books like that before in the past. And I said, can we meet and have lunch? And my whole intent was to talk about Stacey. And Marina was so gracious to just say, okay, this is what she needs to do, so that when she did meet her husband, she had all those things done, and it was so powerful. So when I literally called her on the way home, I'm like, oh my God, God just placed this person who is the sweetest. That, I mean, you attract a lot of I'm loud, okay, so that's but that's the Italian in me. But I just have such a zest for helping people and wanting to make sure that people get connected to the right people. And I just felt like that was such a gift that I could give you.
And when was this? This was just past May? Just a
yes,
couple months ago?
Yes,
yeah. I mean,
it has moved supernaturally.
Oh my gosh. Hello. So fast.
Yeah.
It was like, but see, that's God. When he takes control of the situation. And so I invited her to come up for a meeting for Partners for Family Values. We're sitting down, and I'm like, okay, connect them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you talked to him very briefly, correct?
Very briefly, yeah.
Yep.
But it was put the wheels in motion.
So what happened? They just said, okay, I'm going to publish your book?
Well, I submitted through the normal processes, and they reviewed what your initial submission. They liked it. And so I already had the book finished. I already gone through editing on my own because I was originally on the self-publishing route. And so it moved very quickly. There was very little to do. Marina is incredibly helpful. She is very skilled at what she does. So being able to walk through the final process with her and tweak things and make them stronger was really awesome. And so I feel like going through them, they took my work and they strengthened it beyond what I had done. To make it, I think, a very successful novel, of course.
Amen. We're believing it. We're decreeing and declaring it.
And then it went through editing in like 3 or 4 days.
That's the fastest, because I spoke
think
to Marina
ever.
and she said that's the fastest we've ever edited a book before.
Ever, yeah. And then it goes through proofreading after that. Again, it went through in like less than a week. So, and now it's already gone to typeset. So we're looking at, it will be ready by Christmas. And I was already able to start the pre-order sales today on my website.
Fantastic.
it
So
can
what
be
is your
pre-ordered.
website?
StaceyHerringBooks.com. My husband was like, "Is that really what you want to call it?" I'm like, "Well, if people are going to search it, they can find it."
Keep it simple.
Name as ever.
It works for me.
Wow, that is amazing. So yeah, when it's God, it's of God. Things just move. You know, it's His timing. But sometimes things don't move as quickly, but it's His timing, and
Yeah.
the way He orchestrated that. You know, and
I wasn't just procrastinating for
no,
5 years.
That's true. But you were procrastinating.
What
It's all part of the plan.
Right,
Just like-
exactly.
God just
It's
took
like
that
every
into
4 years
account,
for me to show
knowing that
up.
I would
Right,
procrastinate.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
But once you do it, and you do the first one, the second one,
Right.
the 17th one
Yeah.
begins to happen.
Yeah, she has other books in her. Yeah.
I have already started the second novel. I'm very
The vault
excited.
door is now open. Now,
Well, I'm sorry.
What's
go
the
ahead.
second? What's the next book?
yeah.
It's not anywhere near, but it's going to be called something along the lines of The Unremarkable Life of Penny Campbell. And the theme there is, again, your everyday person can make a difference in the lives of others. And so it's going to follow an older woman who gets to the end of her life and she wonders what did she accomplish, and then it's going to reveal all of the things that she impacted, all of the lives, all
Where
of the
do you
people.
find your material? What inspires you?
I can listen to a song and come up with an idea. If I'm alone when sitting, there's a great spot I love to go to in Banner Elk. It's just the most beautiful cabin surrounded by trees, and then the ideas just flood my
And
mind.
you just start typing and away you go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I have a list of about probably 10 ideas written out of books
10.
that I could.
Isn't
yeah.
that crazy?
Yeah.
But that's like design, you know.
I just need the Lord to extend the time.
Right.
And then I can.
Oh, He
yeah.
will.
When she types it, she does it. And then, one thing is not another thing, which is not another thing. I mean, they are totally different.
Totally different.
It's not like sometimes you write a book and it has that kind of. He
And I
does the
was-
same
yeah.
thing. He's sci-fi, he's real sci, and then the fake sci.
Exactly.
I don't know what side
Yeah.
he's in.
I
Is
don't
it
think-
hope?
We sit at our keyboards and bleed for our fingertips to
That's-
quiet the voices in our
Right.
heads.
It's the voices
Because
in your
God
head.
gives you those I was going to say designs. I'm sorry. Give you the words
Yeah.
to write.
I got voices in my head, but I never wrote.
She's screaming at you.
Yeah, but you got to quiet. You have to
I
quiet
don't think you're
those
allowed
voices.
to put those
I got
words
these
down
tiny-
on paper.
Personalities.
It's like when you leave, it's like I got a migraine. All the voices in my. Sometimes there's so many voices in my head. I was driving home the other day, and I said, "Okay,
Shut up.
one at a time." Literally, I'm driving home, going one at a time.
Oh, girl.
You're very scary. She says, "Why are you sitting over there?" I says, "Why? Because you're talking to yourself in 3 tongues, and you're
Oh,
answering your
geez.
questions, and I got to go over there."
But
Yeah.
sometimes there's just so many voices that you don't even know what it is.
should write a
There's
book.
so much noise. So I'm literally talking
Write
to
a
myself
book.
in the car. I feel like Elisa, talking to myself one at a time. I know you're all there. Just, I got you.
I know you're all there.
Like I wanted to, pay tribute that I knew they were all in my head, but I couldn't hear what one was trying to. So if
That's
there was a message, I'm like,
hysterical.
if you have a message, you can't all talk at once. I
Right.
can only listen to one at a time. And I wanted to validate that they were all there so they could all come forward when they needed to.
More than once, I've written more than one book at the same time.
Oh my God, really? I think that would be challenging.
One book at a time. I don't know if I could write more than
I have
one
to ask you, Stacey, then, do you really think one person can make a difference in the world?
Oh,
This is on the
yes.
second idea.
Yes, very much.
Even an ordinary, everyday, older woman as you've described her.
Yes, because I am an everyday, ordinary, woman, and I know that I'm making a difference.
The other thing that I love about what Stacey's doing is in her book are resources for if someone is being trafficked or, so that she's giving them tools. And I think that is so important. And then the other thing is donating. So do you want to talk about that? Aren't you donating a percentage?
Take a commercial break.
Okay.
And then when we come back on the other side of the break in the 1 o'clock hour, let's talk about how we can find the book, continue to inspire others. Got a lot of books here.
Got a lot of authors.
And you have a Dawn DeMarco book.
And I got. Look at his face. You confused?
Yeah.
Dawn DeMarco book is her name.
I know.
The book.
Did she ever write a book?
We're gonna find
No,
out.
never.
More to come.
So why the hell I call it the book?
That's her last name.
I married Richard Book.
Oh.
Hello. Oh my word.
So your real name is the book?
No,
it's
my
DeMarco
name is
book.
Dawn DeMarco -book.
You just combine them together.
So
I
it's Dawn
hyphenated.
DeMarco book. So you're the book.
You call me DeBook. I'm good with
DeBook.
that. Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure that one out.
All right, he's going to figure it out during commercial break. More to come. Maybe we've got some music from J.C. Dreesen. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last.
Amp Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
It's not a whispered word or pretty phrase. It's not a touch. It's not a gaze. It's not how we hold on, but how we grow. It's standing back and letting go. It's not the beauty of making someone yours. Love sets us free. Love opens doors. Love says move on. Stand on your own. Love knows when someone else needs to rise and walk along. Life has to change. Don't wonder why. It needs to feel the light of the open sky. If we hold on too tight, how can a dream take flight? Open my arms and let him fly. It's not just pulling someone very near. It's having faith instead of fear. You can't hold someone back when his dream calls. Love is a home that has no walls. Yes, he may disappear. There's no way to know. You take that chance. You let him go. Go find your dream. Be who you are. I want much more for you than a wish upon a star. Move from my side. I will not cry.
This portion of the show is brought to you by J.C. Dreesen.
J.C. Dreesen. Get your tickets on Eventbrite or events.amp2.tv. She's having a beautiful salute to the veterans on November 10th at Movies of Delray, 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $25. For group pricing, just let us know and we'll give you a discount. I believe we're doing $2 off, right? $23 for groups of 10 or more. We have the big auditorium, 230 seats. So we have more to sell, but I know it's going to sell out because she sold out the smaller theater in July. So
wow.
You know the middle of November it's going to sell out. So get your tickets, Movies of Delray up in Delray, events.amp2.tv or Eventbrite. Make it really, really simple.
And everybody that I had to turn away from the last event, which I apologize for, we ran out of seats. This time we learned our lesson. We're going to double up. So
go big or go home, right?
And I got 2 new pairs of shoes, so I'll be good to go then.
Ooh, I love shoes.
Dawn broke her shoes during that last event. I had to
no.
hold
Things
the
you
glue.
learn in our business.
I had to move people along with one arm.
Always bring a change of clothes and a change of shoes when when you're in an event. Things to learn. You just need like an overnight bag, I guess.
And a percentage of the proceeds is going to go to
And you
helping
filled
out
a cruise
veterans.
ship on the last.
And I filled a cruise ship or 2.
She gave away 25 cruise ships.
And you got to go to Les Sorel.
I like to go to La Sorel.
You
Great
went Les
restaurant.
Sorel? You did? Oh, wow, I'm jealous.
Did you enjoy it?
It was great. It's good food.
What did you have?
We had pizza.
They've got a beautiful brick oven pizza there.
They got a fish in some kind of salt shell. She was talking
They
about.
do
She was
like a
here last night.
bronzino encrusted in salt, and then they light it on fire.
Oh boy.
And she was here last night, and she is another one of a spiritual nature, a little gypsy in her too. A lot of things about this woman that we learned about last night.
So she gave me this tip last night. If you take an espresso-sized spoon, teeny tiny spoon, and fill it with Himalayan salt and olive oil every morning, it is great to clear out your body and replenish all your salts.
How teaspoon you said? Or?
Not even, like an espresso spoon. I guess they're teeny tiny, just a little bit.
Just a pinch. You know, the little things for like the espresso, when you hold your pinky up and you drink the coffee.
The spoon, not the whole
I
cup.
know
Just fill
espresso.
not the cup, just fill the spoon.
Okay. Tiny,
Next I know
tiny.
she's
It's
gonna be
tiny.
drinking a cup of salt.
So it's like half and half.
Yeah, she said just a little bit of olive oil and Himalayan salt.
Oh,
and
cool.
I had it this
I'm gonna
morning.
have to do that.
Did you?
I love olive oil, so.
I'm very mellowed.
And JC's going to be there on October 27th. Les Sorel is located right in East Boca on Federal Highway, just north of us. So check it out. Tell Louisa we sent you. They have an amazing wine selection also.
And we have some other news coming as well. We're going to be doing some other concerts. We have another one on November 12th. We're going to be doing at the Sunset Cove Amphitheater.
For the Walk to End Alzheimer's.
Yes, exactly. And I have to call them today because I want to get on their website and some of the things. South Florida Oldies is going to participate with us. We are actually going to be on stage from 11 to 1. The Brooklyn Cafe presents. We're going to have some of our friends, Steve-O and some of the singers and little entertainment up there.
We're going to have Baxton sing?
I don't know yet. I don't know who's singing.
We're going to see what's happening.
Because I got to see how it fits in. We're going to be doing a couple of different New York type of deals, meets Florida. And, we're going to have some fun with this for 2 hours to see how many people we can entertain or if they run out of the stadium because we're horrible.
Well, remember last year we had a gift from Rob Evans, Baxton's uncle, who gave us tickets to go to the Spanish River Church and see this amazing concert that he was in. And we left this venue not even knowing it existed right in our community. And you kept saying, I want to do a concert here, I want to do a concert there. And I've emailed them and I've messaged them and I've Instagrammed them. No answer. And in walks Stacey, and guess what church she works at? Spanish River Church. But yes, it is able for us to rent it. However, it needs to be to a non-for-profit, which sits our Florida Arts Network, non-for-profit. So we can do this. Remember I told you we have one we can collaborate with, so it all sort of comes back to fruition.
Absolutely. The place is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's great for a concert.
Unbelievable.
So God
It
built
really is.
it. We have the pieces. Now we need to fill it, like Field of Dreams.
Right. You built it. Yeah. They
And
will
I gotta
come.
tell you, I was always apprehensive about doing something that large until we went to FAU Saturday night, and we got to see the Pink Floyd band. Now I don't know much about Pink Floyd, just my
I
brother
love Pink
loved
Floyd
them.
too.
Wow, you were really one of those.
I was a
back in
rocker.
the
The Who, Roger Daltrey, hello.
Well, I heard the Who and Pink Floyd doing something down south. I'll get you more information. I heard it.
I think it's Hard Rock. They're going to be at Hard Rock.
I think so. But last Saturday night, and that was a Kim production. What's the name of her?
Seaside Music Management.
Seaside Music Management put on, and there was 1,000 people there, and it was unbelievable.
On game night, there were 1,000 people. So can you imagine if it wasn't even game day? It was a home game.
They would have filled up 2,400.
Oh, easily.
When my wife was pregnant for our first child, our son, we went, it was the Saturday before Easter, and we went to a Pink Floyd concert at the Vanderbilt Planetarium in Westbury, Long Island.
Really?
And it was a light show, Pink Floyd concert. My wife was 3 weeks late at the time.
Oh, wow.
And my son, during the concert, would not stop kicking and moving, and she had to put coats on her belly.
3 weeks late.
To stop him from hearing the concert. And when we got home, the water broke.
She held out. What a trooper.
She's a Pink Floyd.
So does she love Pink Floyd?
So I guess my son liked Pink Floyd. So my water broke, and then she went into labor. She was in labor 21 hours.
Wow. So does Chris like Pink Floyd?
I don't think so. I don't know. We just went because let's go to the concert.
So funny.
We sat, there was a speaker that they put for background music right behind us. And this thing went off, and my
ran.
ears blew away. So I got up, this one stayed. I got up and I went further back because I couldn't take the sound. It was like tremendous.
Because I had such a great seat because I could see everybody and everyone knew where I was, so they could come by, kind of check in. And
All you
then
were doing was
go
taking
along.
pictures all night. I'm like, and they're right in front of me. I'm like,
I didn't take that many pictures, but
I
I got
saw
to
them
talk
today.
to
They're all
Kim.
posted.
I got to talk to a lot of people sitting there, which is kind of
Grace,
cool.
Kim,
See a
people
lot
that
of
were
friends.
dancing in the aisles, people that were tripping in the aisle.
Well, but it was a great concert. But
was
now maybe
fantastic.
we can bring Kim in, and actually Chicago's going to be down at the Dania Beach Casino. I didn't even know there was a Dania Beach Casino, but Chicago's going to
January
be there.
12th.
January 12th, so we're going to be there as well.
And these are 3 members of the original Chicago.
Oh, Richard would love to see them.
3.
I know.
He likes
And at
them.
the Pink Floyd, there was Burley was there from Ambrosia, and then we got to meet Tony, and he had come from Gladys Knight and Motown, and like
Oh,
some of
I
these
love
amazing-
Motown. Oh my gosh.
So to be able
Our
to-
wedding song for our wedding was Chicago, Color My World.
Oh, see, then you got to come to the concert. Dania Beach Casino, so we have to see where that is, and then see how we can work with you and Spanish River Church.
Yeah.
Yes, those are some of the events that we'd like to plan in starting the new year.
I think our crew also has some good news, so we're going to have them set up a good news segment. But before we do that, I
love
need to
that.
ask Stacey, how do we get the book? What's going to happen with, you had mentioned about funding the book, Dawn, or funding?
Well, no, let's table that for
Okay.
now. One of the things we wanted to talk to you guys about is doing a book launch here at your studio, because I think that would be really cool to bring people in, and maybe if the book will be done when?
It'll be done by Christmas.
By
I don't have a
Christmas.
set date as of yet. But
Okay, so we could do
pre-order
a
sales are
pre-order, but have, just invite family, friends, and, I'll invite
Absolutely.
people, and we'll have it, whatever. We'll figure out a night, and I think that would be really cool if you guys are open to that. I'm putting you on the spot, no less.
We don't often say no. So
I know.
I don't think Freddie ever says no.
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 Why not? Why not?
Exactly.
It's good. Why
So you can let us know what night works best for
Well,
you
let's
guys.
get the book out, and then we'll
Yeah.
pick
The
a
book.
day. The book.
The book.
And then just give yourselves enough time to promote it, because what we're finding now, especially in the state of this world that we're in, people are apprehensive to make any plans. Everyone's
true.
waiting to last minute to even make airfare,
See,
to go
yeah.
anywhere, to get out of the house, to go to a concert, for whatever reason. And this isn't even a financial thing. This
No.
is just so. Just give
the
yourselves enough time
mindset.
to book it.
What?
Yeah.
You have to change your mindset. You can't live in fear. What's going to happen is going to happen, but don't live in fear.
Yeah, sometimes it isn't fear. Sometimes it's just anger.
Well, that too. Yeah.
And
there's-
anger then
sure.
you get blindsided, and the next thing you know, I mean, and look what's happening in some of the colleges, FAU, they had to call in the police and everything.
Did
else.
they?
Yeah, and look what happened at Walmart last night. Do you know that whole rumble at Walmart? Linda ran out of there, and she was on the phone with the police, and they never came.
Seriously?
Where was this?
Linton and military.
Oh, yeah,
Next to the
I know that
hospital.
one. I don't go to Walmart.
15 thugs ran into Walmart and they started robbing people and robbing the store and moving carts around and throwing stuff all over the place.
Unbelievable.
And then a fight broke out because somebody says, you ain't doing this. And somebody
Right.
defended themselves and a fight broke out. So all the thugs came around
Oh,
to
jeez.
stop this guy from beating up one of the thugs. And the cops never came in.
Wow,
And they
that's
got
not good.
senior citizens there
Right.
acting as police.
Right.
Really? Hello.
I know, that's not going to end well.
No, and I told Linda, get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
This is like a bad movie.
That's going on all across our country, though, unfortunately.
We have to express our condolences.
Yes.
That we found out yesterday, our friend Jeffrey Weinstein, who we worked with so long from JM Productions, passed away yesterday.
Aww.
So our thoughts and prayers go out to Mary Ellen and their family and their kids and everything. Talk about a man who really worked in the music industry for so many years and with so many of the people that we work with. And he got ill and
He worked with us real closely.
we did the
right after
Marlins game.
COVID
Remember that? We got to go
with the
spend
kids.
Some,
And
spend
then-
some time.
Yep. And I mean, he'll be missed. And we don't have information yet, but I was told yesterday, don't send flowers, send food. I don't know what that's all
I
about.
think whatever you feel right
Yeah,
in your heart is what you do.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I reached out to someone at the synagogue because maybe we can make a donation there.
Oh, they call you back?
I'm going to reach out to her and see, because that's always, I'm sure there's always a way to do. But whatever feels right in your heart to do, whether it be flowers or food or a donation or the condolences, everyone to Jeffrey Weinstein in this community.
Absolutely.
All right, so Dawn, we're going to be discussing the book launch.
Yes, yes. So I'm thinking if, it's your book. I'm kind of managing her.
She's just hired as my manager.
Yeah, she just
like
hired
5
me.
minutes ago.
Right.
We're
'cause-
just making it official now.
I know.
The
Yeah.
Fields of Gomorrah.
Yeah, the Fields of Gomorrah. I think it's amazing, and this is gonna take off. I really have a good feeling about it. I
It's
really
gonna
believe.
be.
Yeah,
And
God's
Frank's
gonna
book,
bless you.
Stuck in Traffic, they've got almost ready to put it into gear for a movie.
Pre-production, we just need
Pre-production.
seed money. We're
Unbelievable.
going to go out
Yeah,
for seed money. We've
timely.
got a production company and a producer, and
They're going to make it a movie.
we're going to make
That's
a movie.
We want to do that with this. I'm
That would be
serious.
great.
Bring more awareness to everything.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah. So we're gonna see how that all comes to play because Marina has some connections that can help her with a movie.
I just think that, it's important for us as Americans to realize that this isn't just happening in some other country. Like Dawn mentioned, we are the biggest consumers in this country, but it's not, it's happening here. And I think my biggest heart in writing this as it's developed is to say, we need to, as Americans, to stand against this as faith believers, as patriots. We need to say, no, not here, no more.
Right.
And start protecting our kids. We have to stand in the gap for our kids.
Absolutely.
And I just wanted to also say, this is not about being fearful and keeping your kids at home because you don't want them to go out. I've taught my girls throughout the years, you need to be aware so you can be prepared. It's not about living in fear and being afraid to go and do things and come out and participate in society, but you do need to be aware. And there are many things that you can do. And Dawn alluded to the fact that it's actually going to be on my website where you can find additional information for parent resources. Marina has written a great Bible study, and part of our characters' growth you see through a Bible study that they participate in, and that's an equipping of your spirit, of your mind, to be able to stand against this. So I think that those are all resources and tools that can be shared that would be then available on that Stacey Herring book.
And do me a favor, get off your phones when you're in the malls. They just
aware.
They
Yes.
just caught
Yep.
5 guys that they captured, and what they're doing is they look to see if you're on your phone, especially if you're young. If you're a teenager, a young college student.
distraction.
And then the van sort of rolls up, and they notice that you're not paying attention.
Like
and
in
they
a parking lot.
and they slap you
Oh
into
my
this
God.
van, and they take you. And the bottom line here is that if you're not vigilant and you're not aware, and you better not show fear. Don't
Right.
show fear.
Right.
And try to go to places with people.
Yep.
You know, don't be a hero about going by yourself.
Absolutely.
And
The
keep
buddy
your nose
system.
out of
Yeah.
your phone for a minute, especially in public parking lots. It's the new wave right now.
Well,
what's
it's
going
been
on.
like that because I'm telling you, when I had my security company, I literally would talk to women about getting their keys out. Now, you know, it automatically opens because usually it just depends on what kind of car you have. But I literally was in a parking lot and this woman was in her purse looking for her keys, clueless about what's going on, okay? And I went over to her and I said, you need to stop that. You need to be aware. You need to have your keys in your hand. They can become a weapon if they get too close. You can, you know, get them in the eye, get them in the groin, whatever. But we're so like distracted and we have to stop. And women, I don't care what age you are, you're vulnerable. You have to be aware, always looking around, look people in the eye, you know, and just act like, you know, don't mess with me. I did
I
that.
have an idea, Stacey. I want to run by you. I don't see your girls sitting there. But we have a Kids and Teens network that we always try to put special shows on and different programming. I wonder if maybe your girls would want to host or do a segment about bringing awareness to life. I can't even say whether it's human trafficking, whether it's having a mom who's going through all of these things, being inspired, what life is like right now as teenagers. And because they're homeschooled, their schedule's probably a little more flexible than other kids that are running all over the place.
That's a good point. It's a good point to bring up. I mean, they can even give you words of advice because they're learning it. And
Like
then
they can interview or they can just do like sister talk.
Well, I like that. And also the journey that they're on with their mom.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that would be powerful
kinda
because
cool.
you know, well,
I think one thing we have to realize, it's not just women. It's
True.
not just teenagers.
True.
It's not just kids. It's men. It's elderly.
Right.
It's anyone who's vulnerable. Anyone that's available. It's the evil will pick anything that's available.
Oh, sure.
I had heard that they're targeting the elderly. and
Elderly.
Is it for their, what's it for, their money? Or
Yeah, usually.
Elderly and being targeted for their money and for organ harvesting.
But they're not, I don't know what offense, but the organs aren't, they're not as viable as
They
a
don't care.
young person's organs. They don't care.
They don't care. It's just, it's a black market. They don't care.
They take your eyeball out. Nobody's going to know whether or not the eyeball is old, young, or everything in
But
between.
then you think, like, what are you even doing? It's just so
Don't even go
awesome.
there.
It's a
That's
black
very
market.
dark.
Yeah, my brain can't go there.
Yeah,
It just
that's
doesn't
very
work
dark.
that
What they're
way. Yeah.
But you got to be careful.
But
you
you
know,
gotta
the
shine the
bottom.
light,
Be,
right.
be
Yeah.
vigilant. Be
No doubt.
careful. No matter where you go, even if you're going to the movies, whatever. I remember when your daughter was moving to Washington, and I wanted to get her a gift. You remember?
Yes.
And I said, I'm going to get your daughter this. And she said, oh, no. And that's called a finger knife. And what you do is you put it on, and there's a blade about 6 inches, and you walk to your car.
Right.
And this thing, don't watch it doesn't cut your pants because it's sharp.
Right.
But it's a defense mechanism. And I remember when I was in New York, my sister had one, and nobody ever messed with her.
Yeah, and you have to have that attitude because I
Got
remember
to.
when I moved to Manhattan and I was coming home, I was going home and I was getting ready to go on the subway, and this homeless guy, and it had been raining that morning, so I had my umbrella, and this homeless guy started to approach me, and I gave him a look, and I started lifting up my umbrella, and he goes, "Oh, lady, I don't mean you to no harm. I don't mean you no harm." And I'm like, "You're damn right you don't." You know, I mean, seriously, you have to have
Can't show
that
fear.
look.
There's one of the girls.
You can't show fear, and that's tough because
Yeah,
you know,
it is.
deer in the headlights is tough when a situation is going to happen. Very proud of Linda that she told somebody approached her, and she screamed at the guy. Said,
Good.
"You're yelling at him," and the guy was like, "Whoa, let me back off here." But you got to be vigilant. You got to be vigilant at all times. It's not a part-time job.
Right.
They don't take time off.
Yeah.
So just be smart about it.
Absolutely.
And it's unfortunate that these circumstances. They caught another trafficker. What they do now is on the news in the morning is they list the traffickers by name and face. And
I
this
think we
guy,
need some good news.
And this guy, yeah, are they ready? And they actually, but it's important that you know who
Right.
your neighbors
like
are.
Shine the light. You have to shine the light.
You know?
Because if you don't know, you're walking around clueless, and you don't want to be clueless. You
Cold
wanna
in
be-
there?
She's right
She's
under
got a
the
hoodie, long sleeves. All right, we need to lighten this up as we go into
You
Friday.
wanna-
Let's
you
take a
wanna set it
commercial
up?
break, come back and get some
Okay.
music
Yeah,
and
that's
some
good.
good
Set up
news
good news.
as we roll into the weekend, right?
Yeah, Gracie's doing it.
All right, more to come on the other side of this break. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A, and we'll be right back.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, your family, your business, your peace of mind, you need reliable fire protection. Introducing All Fire Extinguisher Depot, Fire Extinguisher Service. Our certified technicians ensure your extinguishers are always ready to respond to emergencies. Before and after, we leave your fire safety in top-notch condition. Join the many satisfied clients who trust All Fire Extinguisher Depot for fire extinguisher service. Because when it comes to fire safety, there's no compromise. Contact All Fire Extinguisher Depot at 786-704-2750 to get your extinguisher service today. Your safety is our priority. That's at 786-704-2750. All Fire Extinguisher Depot, protecting what matters.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to StephanieJaffeArt.com.
For real, take your business, any business, to the next level by joining us at the Global Awaken Trinity Summit. 4 days of opportunities and inside info you don't want to miss, as over 35 celebrity speakers will be live in person to teach you exactly how to make your business take off, grow, and thrive. From marketing tool secrets to the best ways to build relationships, partnerships, and make true connections. Founder Kessa Gooden is putting on this once-in-a-lifetime event, the Global Awaken Trinity Summit VIP Gala and Yacht Mastermind, February 29th through March 3rd, 2024 in Miami, Florida. Registration starts at 9 sharp each day. Bring your business partner, your team, your friends, anyone and everyone who wants real success. For tickets, call 404-992-3971. Tickets will not last, so call now. 404-992-3971. Or visit us online at globalawakenedevents.com, and we will see you there.
Hey Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, nothing. What's up?
Nothing. Just looking for music for Grandpa I listen to while we're in the car.
What's wrong with listen to now?
Let's just say we have different tastes, you know?
Why don't you try listen to a podcast on Spotify?
Like which one?
The Broken Cafe Studio one is really good.
Okay, I'll try that one out. Thanks.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddy and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought.
If the time comes, be ready. Learn CPR and join the nation of lifesavers. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as the national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
Only 18, she had some trouble with herself. He was always there to help her. She always belonged to someone else. I drove for miles and miles and wound up at your door. I had you so many times and somehow I want more. I don't mind spending every day out in your corner in the pouring rain. Look for the girl with the broken smile and ask her if she wants to stay a while. And she will love, and she will love. Upon my window, knock on my door. I wanna make you feel beautiful. I know I tend to get so insecure. Doesn't matter anymore. It's not always rainbows and butterflies. It's compromise, smooth as glow. Yeah, my heart is full and my door's always open. Go anytime you want. I don't mind spending every day out in your corner in the pouring rain. Look for the girl with the broken smile and ask her if she wants to stay a while. And she will love, and she will love, and she will love, and she will love. I know where you hide alone in your car. Know all of the things that make you who you are. I know that goodbye is nothing at all. Comes back and begs me, catch her every time she falls. Yeah. Tap on my window, knock on my door. I wanna make you feel beautiful. I don't mind spending every day out in your corner in the pouring rain. Look for the girl with the broken smile and ask her if she wants to stay a while. And she will love, and she will love, and she will love, and she will
Good morning. I'm Grace Burns, AMP2 TV, bringing you today's good news. Resident from O'Brien's Terrace Retirement Community in Goshen, Ohio, Dorothy Fideli, walked down the aisle other than her most favorite person, herself. On the day in the nursing home, in an attempt to cheer other residents, Dorothy walked down the aisle, decided to have a wedding with herself. she married herself. She was married when she was younger, but didn't have a traditional marriage. She went to the courthouse and later said she went to work that day. So she always wanted a big wedding. So her daughter, along with the other residents, got her a dress and threw her a whole ceremony to celebrate love and life of herself.
I love that.
She married herself?
Yes, because that's her favorite person.
Is that legal?
She's a smart lady. She did it after kids.
I didn't know you could do that. Wait a minute. I want to marry me.
In other news, 104-year-old, let me find her name, becomes a 104-year-old woman becomes the oldest woman alive to skydive. She found her love of skydiving at the age of 100 and then realized she didn't break the world record, so she went back at 104 years old and skydived.
Wow.
She left her walker on the ground and tandem jumped from 13,000 feet.
Wow.
And Guinness just accepted her as the oldest person to skydive.
Wow. That's amazing.
Did she land on the walker?
I don't believe so.
You know. That's hilarious. You had one more about the diner.
So a couple in New Jersey made it their mission to go to every diner in New Jersey, as they have the most diners out of all of the states, and they've made it halfway. They've officially tried 50% of all of the diners in New Jersey, and they're not done.
Can we reach out to them and ask them like which one had the best burger?
Yeah.
Or something?
There's a place in
coffee?
It's a Greek diner. It has the most amazing coffee. I remember it to this day. It was like, oh man.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. I'm
It's
sorry.
Jersey Diner, not
know,
New
but
York
I didn't-
Coffee.
Let's reach out to them and see who had the best, whether it be burger or coffee or cherry pie or whatever it is.
Coffee.
Okay.
Let's see what they say, or coffee.
I ate at that diner, by the way.
Did you, the club
Just to
diner?
know, you don't need a parachute to skydive. But you do need a parachute if you want to do it twice.
I thought you were going to say you need a parachute to land, but that's good. Bada boom.
Bada bing,
Yeah,
bada,
bada
boom.
Would you skydive?
No.
I would.
I wanted to when I was younger.
I want to go.
Yeah,
What,
no,
when you
I
were
don't.
listening to Pink Floyd?
Probably, yeah.
I think that we should all skydive one day.
Would you do it?
Absolutely.
You told me
But I'll be
no.
the last one.
Yeah, yeah. No, we won't. No, we
He'll
won't.
be like, I gotta run the
Bye,
camera.
sucker!
He's like, I'm gonna run
No,
the camera
I would
so
do
Dawn
if
can do
the
it.
book does it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
He'll help. He'll help you.
No, yeah, no.
We'll be tethered. Is that what it's called?
Tethered.
To somebody else.
That's the only. That's how
I'm
I
good.
would do it. I'd have to
Yeah,
be
no,
tethered to
right.
somebody for sure.
Yeah, I'm not jumping out there by myself.
No,
No, I'm good.
no, you definitely
We
have to
should
have some
do
help
it.
with it.
I'll meet you on
Bucket
the ground
list.
with champagne. That's what I'll do.
That's a bucket. If you can do that, you can do anything.
Yeah. I think
we
that's-
should do it.
Okay,
Agreed.
have
What
fun.
are your plans for the weekend?
I'm gonna jump out of a plane.
Anyone else? Frank, I don't know. Frank's done this great mission today. Are you tired?
I'm not going to jump out of that. That'd be the last time I would jump out of a perfectly good operating airplane.
Right.
Well, you could wear a parachute this time, Frank.
You guys got plans this weekend? Anything good?
I don't think so.
Everyone's just chilling, which
Just
is kinda
chilling,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're just chilling. Richard's sick.
I'm
so-
going to the movies.
Of course. What are you
I'm
gonna
going
go
to see The Exorcist too.
I'm thinking of going to Sad Man Coffee Shop, the coffee
Yeah,
place
he invited
tomorrow
that
for the
too.
comedy show.
You know, there's too many things
There's so many things to do.
go to.
Well, that's a
Sandman
good thing,
Coffee Shop.
though.
The Sad Man Cafe over in Royal Palm Plaza. They've got coffee, pastries, and they have their first tomorrow comedy show. So I'm thinking about heading over there.
He was here Thursday. My goodness, we had a ball.
He's hilarious.
He made me pee.
You know. that reminded me. I was sharing with Dawn that we went to Savannah a couple weeks ago, and they have a tour called oh my gosh,
Watch his pee.
Savannah for Morons. And you get on this bus, and there's these two actors, and I ended up sitting in the front, and oh my God, I couldn't stop laughing. My cheeks were hurting so bad. I was snorting like crazy. It was so funny. I wish they bring that kind of stuff down here because it's hysterical.
I'm going to tell you.
I know we live, but that's my point. It's like it would be really cool to have some actors that do that.
We should go tomorrow. He would love you because you would be a good stand-up.
No, I would not be a good stand-up. I'm the person that's in the audience in the front row,
That laughs?
laughing hysterically, and they're like, "I want to." I had a comedian do that. He says, "Dawn," because I knew him. He said, "I want you to come on tour with me because you make the audience laugh even harder."
Yeah, but I would put a chair for you to stand. You would be hilarious because you're naturally funny.
You think?
Yeah.
I have my moments.
No, you're not. If you don't try, this is the secret that he was telling me. The secret of being a comedian is not trying to be a comedian.
Right.
He's
sure.
hilarious.
So I think I'm going to go over there. I think the show starts at
7:30.
7:30 or 8:30.
7:30.
So I'm going to head over there maybe tomorrow night. We kind of have to divide and
Divide and conquer, baby.
Right, you do movies, I do that, or you can join me there.
No, I could go to the movie Sunday. Same difference.
See what you got to do. But I think it would be a whole lot of fun to go and support our community, right? We all need a little bit of laughter right now.
It is, and then, you know what it is? So many freaking
I don't
places
know,
to be.
laughter
in.
versus The Exorcist.
Yeah, I go laughter. What the heck are you thinking?
I gotta see.
Some people laugh at that.
I gotta see Exorcist 2 because I saw one when I was a kid.
You know, so did I, but
and I gotta see it.
Antonio saw it. He went, it was what you
Oh,
expected.
Antonio didn't see one.
True.
One was petrified.
True that.
So I just want to see. I'm more into the movie of how they make it. So I want to see part 2.
Oh,
of what
the
they're gonna
special
do.
effects and that kind of stuff.
Well, you know, one was such a great movie that it's tough. You're going to find out when you do your second book, well, you're different. See, that's what's different about you guys. You're not writing about the same thing a second time.
Right.
True.
So this could be a blockbuster, and the next one could be a blockbuster. It's different. In the movies, it's a little bit harder
Yeah.
because they're doing part 2 of something. That was-
Yeah, and
Sequels are always tricky.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
Star Wars is the only thing, and I got bored after the third one.
Yeah.
And they did what, 8? They did 8 Star Wars, I think it was.
Nine.
Nine.
Yeah, plus all the spin-offs.
And the same
Right.
with Sylvester Stallone and Rocky, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, Rocky needs to hang
Indiana
it up.
Jones, same thing.
Godfather was the best for sequels, though.
And the Godfather had 4, right?
Yeah, I think.
But
I
the first
spent-
one was the best.
It
I
was the
think.
best. It was, and it was original, and the idea was fresh.
Right.
You don't see these movies, though. You
No,
see
they
Mary
just
Poppins.
recycle things instead of doing, and we need more positive, uplifting movies, I think.
I think
you know.
just original content. They're
That
redoing
too.
everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
No, I
can't
prefer
you
to
can't
live in
find
life.
any content right now because of the strike and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the difference on the talk shows, on different things that are coming forward. The writing has gotten.
There's a new
crispy.
show with Jesse Martin. I got to look up the name of it. And it's a good show. Jesse Martin. It's a new show he's got out. It kind of talks about people's perceptions and how it's always skewed.
Well, yeah, because it's from your own perspective. That doesn't, yeah. 'Cause
Just makes it different.
Everybody can see a movie and have a different perspective on that movie, right?
You know, it's like spelling words, right?
Mm-hmm.
Elephant doesn't have an F. Did you know that?
Yes.
The Irrational. It's called The Irrational. And it talks about how people are just irrational in their thought process.
Delayed snort.
The Irrational. I think it's on Monday nights.
And that
regular
doesn't
TV.
and that has a G. So they don't put an F and they add a G. This is the English
I know.
language.
Yeah.
What kind of crap is that? It's all perspective.
I don't know what to
I
tell you.
It's all spelling.
All right, you ready to wrap this up?
I think so. On
Our
that note-
cafe band is going to take us out to wrap up the weekend. Frank, I can't thank you enough. Words don't even express how grateful we are for you, for all that you do, and for bringing the vision to fruition. To our crew for being out there at 7 a.m. and Freddie, amazing. Thank you for that, for all that you do, and for Dawn and Stacey and everyone that's here. There is always hope. Don't let the dark side win. You just got to stay in it and be rational.
Got to be in it to win it, baby. It's like Lotto. And congratulations to the Lotto winner in
California.
California. $758 billion one-time payment. Way to go. Way to play. And listen, if you need a friend, I'm here.
Have a great weekend, everyone. We're going to take you out with some music from our cafe band, and we'll see you Monday, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late and be safe. Keep playing. She'll fix the camera. Keep playing.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddy S will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.